The day of reckoning has come, and as promised, this has been quite a big project, but I've got something to show you down here. You're going to like this. Ta-da! So, as previously promised, I was going to be doing a project of an r2d2, but with a kick. So, it's all printed, side legs, feet for the side legs, middle foot for the peg, the holder for the donut, the Amazon pod thing, right? Echo dot, that was it. But let's be professional. And the final piece of the head. So, without further ado, let's build. So, before I do start though, oh, hang on, right, I'll get this wee thing on the road. I want to actually show you the quality of this print. This is the front, by the way. I've got some tools, there's bits going to there, and to be fair, I'm not sure whether I'm going to do a painting project on it or not. Right, so first things first, I have the centre foot piece here, which I've got this wee screw thing into here because I couldn't find a totty wee screw. So that, once I'm lined up, just goes into there like so. There you go. And there he is. So the next thing was to actually put the feet. Okay. Now, one of the disappointing things was, you see these two wee nodules, there should be pipes here that go from there to there. So that's a custom add-on that I'm going to do. This one actually printed one wee dot, and there you go. This one actually printed two. But to be fair, once the pipes are stuck on them, you're not going to see them. So, without further ado, that's the front, that goes there, because they've only got to go in a certain way. Actually, there's just a quick look at the leg as well. I mean, well, there you go, there's my hand, so it's a fair size of a project this has been. Some of the times for some of the, not the build as such, like, but for the print, the printing times on these were just like, wow, man. So, actually, get out of the way. So all I've done with this bit was, I got two long Phillips head screws, okay, and well, basically they just hold the foot on, okay, so it doesn't even need to be snapped up tight. That's enough, right? So it doesn't flop about, but you've got your, just a slight bit of walking movement, but I mean, look, it's, and hey, it's sturdy enough, and that's what the main thing is. So we'll do the other leg as well. Now it's actually, you can see the wee pinholes there. Look, there's you've not got much of a room for an error on this, to be honest with you. Now, the next bit, this was one of the harder bits to think out, was how do I screw these legs on, because they need a bolt. Now, one of the beauties about the r2d2 thing that I found that I liked was, although you've got screws shown, it doesn't really make a difference. And as you can see from there, look, it doesn't detract from the finish, you know. But on the side here, these are actually, well, you can see at the bottom there, look, there's the hole goes right through, obviously, right? So I've got the leg to put on like so, alright, but how do I fix it with it damaging and still getting its freedom of movement? So like every other man on this planet, I throw nothing away. So I've got these wee things, right, and for those of you who may know what they are right away, but they're actually from a wardrobe. So when you join two wardrobe balls together, oh, you drill a hole, put one of these bad boys into it, it screws into itself and compresses the boards together. Okay, so I've done the same with this. Oh. Right, fingers and thumbs, tra la 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 la. Right, so as you can see here in the hole, right, this is a perfect fit and it goes right through. And there's not really much of a shank there, right? So when it goes on, as you can see, you're not seeing that bit, right? So that's where you need this. And again, I've not got much space to play about with this, but to be fair, once they're in, they're in. Okay. Now, he sits like that, so, and again, just enough tightness so that there's grip and there's motion and there's movement. Alright, so we'll do the same way with this side. Pop that in, pop that through. Can't find the hole. Now, this is probably about as awkward as it gets, to be fair, okay? But once it's started, it's not very awkward. It's just getting the bloody thing started that's awkward. But once you've got that, there you go. Once you've got the thread in line, and there we go. So, there's R2, and he's, as you can see, he's standing there. It's just lovely, but that's where this bit comes into it now. Now, on the bottom of this, there's this ring, and this ring is for holding it on. Okay, so, but unfortunately for us, the screws, the way that the screws go was that way, and I didn't really want to damage it. So what I'm going to do is, because these lugs are it's meant to be able to turn around, but these lugs actually touch these domes on the screws here. So you'll see on the back here, right, this bit here. So what happens is, when you put, there you go, so when you put the dot in, right, you can clearly see that, or can you? I'm not sure. I hope you can see, but that white line is right down the middle of the power port and the auxiliary in port. Okay, so that has to sit directly back to me there, but it won't because it's touching these screws. So I've just got to turn it slightly, so you see I can still get the movement on it. Alright, but it just means that just now, for purposes, I've not got him, his head's no sitting straight basically as such on this, alright, for the wire. Now, this one again also flaps about. I'm going to redo this. I tried this in orange actually just to see about a different colour scheme, but it didn't print very well and I'm having a few issues. So as you see, it's cracked, so I've got to print another one anyway. But all it is, that goes into there, and then it fits on there, and that strengthens the head. So there you go. And if I just do that, there he is. Now it's absolutely massive, this thing. Let's not get away from it. It's very, very, very big. So come on, I'll bring the screen up a bit towards me to hopefully that you can get a right look at this. Because here's where the excitement comes now. So I've got, that's it. I've now got my lead here, okay. Now, I need to put the lights off for this. And I'll get a wee bit of darkness, so I'll shut the door as well. Okay. Now, ladies and gentlemen, may the force be with you. Oh, wrong hole. Okay. And there you go. How cool is that? Eh? I just think that is awesome, you know. Now, this bad boy is going to actually sit here on my desk beside the monitor, and well, it eases my Alexa up here, gives us my music, and you know what? It gives you something different to look at. So, what I'll do is, to give you an idea of what it'll look like in place, I'll just move some of the rubbish for here, because there is a fair bit of rubbish. Alright. And there you go. There's old r2d2 sitting in the corner. His head just fell off. So there you go. Good old R2. It's been a big print. There's been a lot of problems along the way as well. I printed a foot that was too big. I printed a pair of feet that was got halfway through and stopped printing. So I printed another set of feet and they got halfway through, they stopped printing. The original feet, I printed 2 right feet because I made an art shape, because when I was doing the left end that stopped printing, so I ended up doing the wrong foot. But hey, apart from the failures, there's the success. So, without further ado, I'm off ski. It's time for a beer. It's Friday night. You enjoy yourself. And let's have a wee bit of music, So, it's time for this. Alexa, Volume 6. See ya!